So bank holiday Monday, been a nice busy weekend with the family. Haven't had as much time in the car as I thought I'd have, but that's a good thing because it means I'm being a dad. So what I'd like to do today is give up on the chassis. I think I've established I need to roll things around, have a better look at it, and make sure that I've got better access for any more attempts with welding can be done. So the next stage for me, as far as I'm concerned, is to try and get this floor pan back in and put some strength back into the cab section. So I'll quickly turn the camera around and you can see what the plans are. So I don't really have too much time today either. I've had a quick, oops, as he trips over, he's about to say I've had a quick tidy up. So I'll need to put a few more bits and bobs away. I'd like to get the floor pan back in here. I don't think I'm going to be able to weld it in, but at least line it all up. Need to take this off and have a good clean up around here, see what we're dealing with. I mean, I think that's what I did a cut. I think we're dealing with some half decent metal through there once it's all brushed back. So that's the plan. Bit of a clean, bit of a sort out. Get this handbrake cable out of the way and yeah, have a little go. See what we're dealing with. Cool. So that's those little bits out. So the plan would be this is going to be quite tricky. I need to turn that music down about that. So I'm going to lift the cab up a little bit so that we open up the gap underneath the chassis and the cab, and then I'm just going to slot it in. It's going to be as simple as that. Little foreshadowing. It's definitely not going to be as easy as that. And I've just remembered something as well. There's some stiffening plates I need to put on. So maybe this is just going to be, which I haven't got. Just realised something I didn't order. So there it is. Oosh. So this goes in. Now I did measure and cut as best as I could. Lay this down. So the sort of what should we call this, prop shaft tunnel, that's been measured as best as I could to accommodate that part there. That's the only part that's going to be welded on this one. Now you'll notice there's a lip here which isn't available on this one. That's because it's, why is that? Oh, it's got a Type 9 Sierra gearbox, and so to have that fitted you need to open up the floor pan and you need to cut that part out. So I imagine I'll be doing something similar, but what does happen, which I don't have, still an idiot, is the stiffening parts. Now I seem to remember there's 3 of them, but one of them goes across above the chassis, so I need to order that. So because I need to put this all in place, because it needs to be welded on first basically. Oh, does it? Probably it does. So let's just see how we get on, slotting it in place, lining it up and taking it from there. Oh, so cleaned off some of the rust and just keep finding more and more filler. I'm amazed. I really am amazed actually how much filler I'm finding on this car. So filler all across this, and you can see here where the previous repair was, which isn't ideal, but I'm going to leave that in place for the time being because I just want to get the floor pan in to begin with, just to line things through. Just there's where I've got to lift it. You can see there's a slight lip. Can you see? Can you see? There we are. That's where the floor pan and the chassis meet. So I've got to oik this up a little bit just to help ease it in. So I'm just going to lay it in place now, see how we get on. Like I said, I don't think I can do anything much more than that until the stiffening plates turn up. I need to have a little research to see exactly where they go. I also realise this would be a good time to put some primer on and clean off where I don't necessarily need to get back into again. So I've cleaned that down. I know it needs a bit more work, but I might as well get some on now. And then equally with the floor pan, just taking off the factory coating and then priming that up. So just getting into where I can. got a couple of pads, wire brush, that kind of stuff. Getting on both sides as well. Okay. So I'll prime that up as well. Well, I let it dry off a little bit, and I was expecting this massive battle, and it didn't happen. I think I'm just going to be able to wiggle it in. Wild. So I'm just going to do that. So I'm just going to wiggle it in. I'll bring it back in. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have just dropped this in, but it might still put up a fight. But so far, there's not much of a fight. That's encouraging. So you'll probably have the camera back on in 2 hours' time. I'm incredibly sweaty, angry, probably cut the car to pieces, lost a finger, and yet again prophesied totally incorrectly. But the first 2 minutes went really well. So let me have a fiddle around and you will have the camera on. Oh, so 10 minutes later, and here we have it. That went remarkably well. So I've got a bolt in here at the front just to align around there, and it still lines up. And I've got a couple of bolts in and a clamp at the back here. This is all very loose fit, by the way, because I can't really do much more until I've got the floor stiffeners, because one of them sits across the chassis somewhere, probably there actually, I'm not too sure, but it gets sandwiched in, so I need to do that before I do anything else. The cut at the tunnel there is fine. I've got a bit of repair work to do there, only on that. I can probably get that to meet up. I've obviously gone wrong here somewhere, so I need to plate something there. Corners have worked out really well. I can just weld that. And likewise here, and I knew this would be a problem, but I think we can get onto it. In fact, I'm sure we can. So this is if you look at previous videos, this has been plated and plated and plated by others in the past. So I've got room to bend that back. I'm going to have to do something here, maybe cut this part out. But I was worried about that lip there, but that seems to have come out okay. So it's really that hole there, you can see, is going to be difficult to close up. There's not enough meat on that metal to bend it over and fix it. There is here. This is fine. Where the new panels meet is going to be okay. There's quite a lot there, but here, not so much. Which is okay. I knew that. And I still need to weld all there. Don't forget. Do I? Hang on. What did I do there? I can't remember. No, most of it's been spot welded. Just needs seam sealer. So there we have it. So as an idiot, and I didn't order all the parts I needed, there's not much more I can do here. But they'll be here in a few days, which is about right. So it'd be nice to get a few of these panels back together again, so we can at least get this cab together and decide what we're going to do with the chassis. But as it is, it's nice to see something going back in, even if it is temporary and not necessarily in the right order. But there we go. Thank you.